In segment 3 of this series, Buddha Goes to School, I talked about the fact that John D. Rockefeller had astronomical wealth and that he used it to, as he put it, mold or shape society. He had a very strong urge to power and control. And that seems to be a common characteristic of vastly wealthy people. I won't say it's necessarily universal, but I came across an article written in 2004 in the LA Times about George Soros, a man of vast wealth, not like Rockefeller. Soros is reportedly worth about $25 billion, and he's extremely active in politics and NGOs of various kinds, attempting to shape and mold people in society. And here's what the article says about Soros. If I spend enough, I will make it right, is the essence of his articulated ideas about changing society. I fancied myself as some kind of god, he once wrote. Bill Gates is worth about $90 billion, and I believe he's generally acknowledged to be a man who's characterized by a desire to control and shape society. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, I think was known to be what some would call a control freak. The Koch brothers certainly come to mind. They are vastly wealthy and use that wealth to attempt to shape society in various ways, including politics. The 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said that life itself is the will to power. I don't want to, get into a deep philosophical discussion, but think about this. If you give some homeless person on the street $10, you might very well say to them, now I want you to take that $10 and go over to that McDonald's. I want to see you walk in the door. I don't want you spending it on drugs or alcohol. You look like you need a good meal, so you go over there and get yourself some food. I think that's a fairly natural thing for people to do, to use whatever power they have with others to, in some sense, control others. That desire to control others and to shape society in some way seems to be stronger in some people than in others. And when it is very strong and coupled with vast wealth and power, we see things like the Rockefeller dynasty or the Koch brothers or George Soros. They exercise that power quite often through non-governmental organizations such as CASEL. And we're going to look further at what CASEL is doing, what CASEL hopes to do, and see how that relates to the general theme of the necessity to overthrow politically our current style of government and replace it with genuine citizen representative self-governance, so that we, the people, collectively have control over our own society. That control is not placed in the hands of a small number of oligarchs. Thank you as usual for listening. It's a nice morning here in Bell Buckle.